Hello guys, this is Joshua Horses. You can tell in the title video I'm doing a film review, and that's for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. A lot of people hate this film, I can understand why, but to be honest, I quite like the film. It's got a lot of really cool stuff. So let's just go over what I think about the characters. So, let's start off with Qui-Gon Jinn, that guy played by Liam Neeson. I liked his character. He was a bit more of he wasn't like agrees completely with the Jedi rules and so on, and he kind of does his own thing. He's a bit defiant, you could say. He kind of, he doesn't like do what the council says, and it makes him a really interesting character because he stands out from other Jedi Masters. So yeah, I really liked him. Ian McGregor as Qui-Gon Jinn's apprentice. Qui-Gon Jinn was played by Liam Neeson. So Ian McGregor played as his apprentice, and his name is Obi-Wan Kenobi, a quite important person in Star Wars. Ian McGregor was quite good in this film. He kind of showed that he was young, and he still he hadn't developed yet. He wasn't like the old person we meet like in episode 4 and the next one. He develops over time. His next two films he's better at, but he's still really good in this film. But so yeah, let's talk about the villain. There's kind of there's a few. There's the leaders of the trade. Okay, basically, let me go through the story quick. The Trade Federation wants to basically, the Galactic Republic rules the galaxy. The Trade Federation, they want to rule the galaxy. They want to start by taking over Naboo, so they invade Naboo and try to force the Queen of Naboo to sign the treaty. Then it's completely illegal. So yeah, because they block communication, so they can't communicate saying they're doing something wrong. So yeah, so that's kind of the story, and yeah, I haven't done that. Okay, next I'm going to talk about is Jake Lloyd as Anakin Skywalker as a child. A lot of people hate on his performance, but I think it was quite decent. Considering his age and because I think it was like 8 or 9 years old, and some of the dialogue he had to say, something I will say about this film. Some of the dialogue is horrendous. Like, some of the lines on the script are just terrible. That's just kind of the way I kind of view it. So yeah, but I thought he was pretty good. He didn't, of course, he got bullied. No one deserves to get bullied for being in a certain film, because he did get bullied. He got bullied because idiots. I don't know. Because I really don't get it, because if you were offered a spot in Star Wars as an actor, you would take it. Star Wars, you would take it. So I don't see why people hate on the actor, because you would do the same thing. And it's the same thing for the character who played as Jar Jar Binks. I literally just watched the film so I can have my opinion right off the bat after watching it another time, so it's fresh in my memory. Jar Jar, his character's horrendous. It's just like, the name's stupid. The way you can have Gungans as a species, but the way they make the species look is like they're idiots. He sounds like an idiot. He acts like an idiot. It's just, yeah, it's not good. So yeah. So yeah. So overall, let's talk about the villains. There was kind of the two leaders of the Trade Federation. There was the kind of Darth Sidious, who's like the Sith, and the Sith had apparently been gone for like a millennium or something like that, and they were the only real threat to the Jedi. Apparently they've come back. Jedi, of course, the main kind of characters. So that's interesting. But his apprentice, it's kind of more at the forefront of the Sith. He's kind of there to build to a future movie. Of course, if you seen episodes 4, 5, and 6 that came out before this, you kind of know it. Kind of know a few stuff. So that's all I gotta say. There's not gonna be any spoilers. If you want a spoiler review, I'm fine with doing that. Just let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, it was a So let's talk about Darth Maul. A very underutilized character in this film. He kind of did nothing, and yet was a lot of potential for him, but yet they didn't use it. Like, he was quite cool and quite menacing in this film. He comes off as kind of a threat, but he doesn't really do anything of importance. Something that I complain a lot about for Marvel films. They kind of have that problem. The new Jumanji films have that problem, where the villains just don't feel important and compelling. That's why I'm such a big Kylo Ren and Darth Vader fan. They were compelling villains, and I kind of understood them and why they decided to turn evil, basically. So, yeah. I felt like he was very underutilized in this movie. Yes, he does come back in the Clone Wars, which I'm hopefully going to start watching soon once Disney Plus comes out in the UK, but that's neither here or there. And Star Wars, which I have seen, Star Wars Rebels, Darth Maul's presented incredibly. They kind of really flesh out the kind of person he kind of is and do more with him. But in this film, he was just wasted, in my opinion. There was nothing really kind of there for him. So, yeah, I can understand why people don't like this film, but I personally really enjoyed it, because I think it's also something to do with nostalgia, because this was the first Star Wars film I ever watched. Yes, I watched them in episodic order, because that was just the order I watched them, because I asked, because basically on my 8th birthday I asked, I've heard of Star Wars, I want to give it a try. I asked my parents if I could get the DVD for the first film, and so it was quite a big risk. Watched it and I loved it, because my parents didn't know there was a difference between release order and episodic order. So yeah, so I watched all the Star Wars films in episodic order, and every time I'm going to binge watch all the films, like for The Rise of Skywalker, which I'll review once the DVD comes out, I literally watch all the films in chronological order, then episode 9. That's just kind of the way I grew up watching them. So I kind of have fond memories of this, on nostalgia has something to do with it. There is some really cool scenes in this film. There are some really cool moments in this film, and again, although technically you could say the performance wasn't the best, they built build them up as being a vital character for the next films, for pretty much the rest of Star Wars. Because he is a very important character, so I like that they kind of skip that ground, so he's not like, he's kind of just a kid who can use the Force. Yeah, that's, he's not like a kid who can use the Force. He's actually very important to, like, Star Wars history. And the Force kind of got this to happen. Don't ask me what I'm doing with my hands, so, yeah. The best part of this entire film, though, was the final battle, which was, of course, the lightsaber battle between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan facing Darth Maul, and that fight was incredible. Near the end, it was just... It's probably definitely in my top 10 favourite Star Wars moments, and that's why I don't hate the prequels. The prequels are actually pretty good. I have a lot of really good moments in the film when... They have a lot of really good moments in the film. And yes. So overall thoughts on the film. Yes, compared to the other Star Wars films, it is quite weak. It is quite bland. Jar Jar Binks. Although I don't hate the actor, because you shouldn't be an actor just because you didn't like their character. That's just wrong, people. Yeah. Although, yeah, I just didn't like the character. I hate it. But overall, I really quite enjoyed this film, because there was a lot of cool stuff in it. For the most part, like, I felt like if Jar Jar wasn't in the film, people would recognize, maybe not back then, because it's completely different from the original two, but at least now that it's actually a pretty good film. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna give this film, yeah, I'd say, also, one thing I've noticed about this film, the first hour out of this 2-hour pretty much film is very hard to get into. Like, the first, 7 minutes are really good. And then the rest isn't bad, but it's kind of just, the middle kind of is hard to kind of put stuff, because you need to have that from the beginning to the end. But, yeah, but at the same time, although if it felt, important, it did feel important at the same time. I know, although it wasn't necessarily as entertaining, it did feel important. So, yeah, overall, I quite enjoyed this film. If you want a spoiler review, then I'm willing to do that. Just let me know in the comments section below. I would give this a 7 out of 10. It's just a nice, fun, for the most part, a nice, fun movie. And it's what got me into Star Wars. I've always looked on it quite fond memories of just good times. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn notifications so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.